eternal, I'm alive again.
We don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I hope a good surprise. I could flip all the time that I borrowed and make another life.
You can break my stride. There's a palace in my mind, made of light, and it shows. Yeah, yeah. The stars are falling, skies are raining gold. Yeah, yeah. Forever I'm free, that's what could be. So I'm waiting. I don't need a rush, I'm patient. However long it takes, I'll be there one day. Eternal, I'm alive and chasing whatever it is I'm facing. I can't walk away. There's so much left to say. Our story never has to end. Eternal, I'm alive again. Eternal, I'm alive again.
I wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain, but I got memories that run through my veins. Mhm. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm But if I'm moving on for good. At least my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I
just as quickly as it came. It disappears and I'm left flying on the floor, but I still feel it.
Nothing's gonna stop me. Hey, yeah. Nothing's gonna stop me. Feeling so right. Nothing's gonna stop me. Hey, yeah. Nothing's gonna stop me. Feeling so, 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 nothing's gonna stop me. Hey, yeah. Nothing's gonna stop me. Feeling so right. Nothing's gonna stop me. Hey, yeah. Nothing's gonna stop me. Feeling so, 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 feeling so,
What's up, everybody? Brambo here with another night of Rocket League. Very excited. We've got a couple good matches for you tonight. We've got the last week of Skyward Series in our first matchup in a 2v2 challenger. We've got New Age Mavericks taking on I love the name in the final week. Actually, they're the only ones in at least in Challenger 2v2 with a week 8 schedule. I guess because of the extra teams, but they've got a full roster on that side. Might be a little mixed match, but let's take a look here. The 4-2, both teams 4-2. New Age Mavericks with having a one differential over UH Mavericks. I guess this is going to be the fight for third place in the placements, which, you know, doesn't give them the first round bye, but still might work better in the placements. We'll see. That's coming up very shortly as we're waiting for the players to join the lobby. And I just realized I made this a 3v3, not a 2v2, so let me remake the lobby. So that's not a problem. There we go. Whew, close one. But anyway, and then following that, we've got a show match between OUG Abstract versus Omega Nebula. So that should be a good matchup as well. Hardpoint is the one that scheduled this, and it apparently has been scheduling show matches all week in prep for a tournament coming up this weekend. So this should be interesting. He's had a couple show matches throughout the week. I haven't gotten a chance to cast any of them, but either way, this is all for the show match is all in an effort to lead up towards a tournament. Which did he say that there is? Did he say there was a prize pool for this tournament? Yep, there is money. He didn't say what the prize pool was, but clearly it's serious enough to warrant some practice. So, very much, it's serious enough. And he's gone through a couple teams leading up to this week. He mentioned like 2 or 3 different teams. And now we finally settled on Omega Nebula. Hopefully. Let's hope. And we have a special guest for that cast as well. So stay tuned. We got a lot of Rocket League action coming to you tonight. But for now, we are going to focus on the matchup we have at hand, which is, like I said, New Age Mavericks taking on in a 2v2 for Skyward Series Challenger Season 3. And like I said, looks like a good show match. There's the man, Bosca. What's going on, buddy? As we're leading up to the... Well, let's see if they've faced each other. All right. Let's see. Yeah, New Age Mavericks. Yeah, New Age... It doesn't look like they've faced each other yet. Oh, I'm doing well. Doing well. Working on your dribbles. Yeah. Yeah, you got to make sure your dribble game's on point. Mine, yeah, it's terrible. I'm a ground player. Like, I'm a C1. I'm champ 1. And I was pretty happy with that ranking when I got it. And that's about where I left it off. So I'm very, very impressed. We've got a Worksy RL, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So, Pasca, do you still play ranked at this point, or do you play in leagues? Like, what are you playing these days in Rocket League? Because I'm personally not playing at all right now. I think the most I was playing before was just on stream. Looks like we got half the members here. Looks like we've got New Age in the lobby. What rank are you sitting at right now? Good luck to you, by the way, Rexy. I realize you're the one playing tonight, so good luck to you. Oh, with that said, I got to put up a prediction. Let's put up a prediction. Make some fun out of it. Win the series. Since we're supposed to be starting, let's give it 5 minutes. No, not that long. All right. What up, Nate Frog? Nah, you're the GOAT, man. Okay, looks like we've got Boltini and company in the lobby as well. So this match is about to get started. So put in those predictions. You might even get a little sneak preview of game number 1 because I put it up for 5 minutes. So we're about ready to get started on our first best of 5 of the night. It's a 2v2 matchup between these two teams, both in the playoffs, guaranteed. Off the kickoff! Were they not ready? Boltini gets a score. And a little awkward kickoff makes for an easy goal for our members here. And before I even get a chance to introduce the teams, we've got to go. But let's go ahead while we have some time and introduce our players. For the blue team, we have Nova Saturn and Worksy RL for the New Age Mavericks. And on the orange side, we've got Boltini Rome and Eternal Vector for That's how I'm going to say that from now on. And off the top, good start for Yeah, as they are definitely keeping that exclamation point up. And now picking up the offense where they left off so far. New Age Mavericks, have a couple shots to speak of, but actually, I take that back. They don't have any shots yet, as they are just defending against this offensive onslaught of Yeah. And now Boltini just queuing up a shot, looking for a rebound, just out of reach. Eternal took a little bit too long to get to it, and now Nova has an opportunity, has a shot. Beautiful save by Boltini, and now the counterattack. Easy stop by Worksy. Now kicking it up, settling it down, but Nova not too confident going for it. Eternal carrying it on the roof, gets a shot, bumped right in front of the net, but set wide. Into the corner it goes. Boltini denies that exit strategy, and a tactical whip by both sides leaves an opening for Boltini, and Yeah gets the second goal of game number 1. This best of 5. A little warm-up game for New Age Mavericks, having a rough start, but it's still early in this series. Still early in this game, too. We got 3 minutes and 21 seconds already, and another kickoff goal for Yeah. This time, Eternal Vector off of the goal. And you hate to see it if you're a fan of the New Age Mavericks, but you love to see it if you're on the Yeah side. A good tap over the last defender. Boltini, though, great defense, diving save, prevents another goal. And off to the counterattacks we go. The second diving save in a row for Boltini. A workhorse on defense, keeping this game shut out in terms of New Age Mavericks. And now Worthy has an opportunity. Can they get it? Not this time. New Age Mavericks on the board. Finally able to get past that seemingly impenetrable wall of defense for Yeah. A little over half point. We are in this series. And New Age Mavericks showing some signs of life within 2. Plenty of time to go in this 2v2. They can build up the momentum that they just started. Almost a double commit there. Goes to the far wall, going for it. Worthy gets the 50 almost. A little friendly bump. Takes it back. Trying to set up a pass. Denied by Vector. Or I was Boltini, and Vector trying to send it on forward into the goal mouth. Denied for now. Boltini setting it up, putting on a center. Denied by Worksy. Follow up though by Vector. Not ready for it. And another goal for Yeah. Good read by Eternal Vector, realizing that the pass was not going to work and just waited for Worthy. I'm going to say Worthy to get a clean clear. And now down by 3 yet again. And might be 4 as Eternal Vector, uncontested, gets a 5th goal for Yeah. And Nova just not quite ready. Well, actually, it looks like it's a miss input for Nova. Does a little backflip in the goal net. And a rough start so far for the New Age Mavericks, but they are 4-2 for a reason. I have no doubts that this is just maybe a little bit of nerve. Maybe they're slow starters. We've seen plenty of teams slow starts, and then once the game gets a little more predictable for them, they really pick it up. A little wave dash for Nova, a little out of reach, but gets the rebound. Follow up by Worthy, taps it just wide. And Eternal clears it to the corner. And Boltini with the counterattack, clearing off the backboard, looking for the second tap, denied by Worthy. Cleared though to the center. Eternal has a shot, denied by Nova. Keeping him with him and a counterattack to boot. Worthy gets a second for the New Age Mavericks, putting them within 3 with 1:09 left in the game. I mean, I've seen bigger comebacks. So it's definitely possible, but they cannot let any mistakes happen, and this just might be what they need. But it goes just wide. Follow up by Worthy. Just wide again off the post. 2 great chances for the New Age Mavericks. They couldn't connect. And we'll have to start from scratch again as Eternal Vector clears it into the blue side. Yeah, just have to stall for time, but they're not looking to stall. They're looking to keep that scoring drive going. They are not letting up the gas at all. They are not playing back, which is a style that I do appreciate. I've seen it many, many times. Teams have a healthy lead. They just sit back and stall, play for offense, which gives the opponents more time to come back in the game. You got to keep the pressure on, and a good tap off the backboard, but Worthy just out of reach, can't get the second tap. And again, another missed opportunity for New Age Mavericks in this game number 1. And with 14 seconds to go, looking more and more like game number 1 is going to be in the hands of but it's a best of 5. The series isn't over yet. Clock hits 0, just has to hit the ground. Pressure by Eternal Vectors. Doesn't he want to give him a goal for the road? Definitely sending a message, and take game number 1. A good start for dominating start. Started early and often. New Age Mavericks picked up some momentum. They had a very, very rough first minute or so, but started to get their bearings together, got some goals on the board. We're within 2, but just did not work in their favor. Galloway, Sackett, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. But a good start for and hoping for a better warm-up for New Age Mavericks. Exactly like the chat is saying, it's just 1 game. Sky Daddy Odin, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Really appreciate it. And you're exactly, if you're New Age Mavericks, you got to just call it a warm-up, call it a practice match, and just reset and go into the next game with a fresh mindset as we load up into game number 2. Already off to a better start for the New Age Mavericks, not giving a first kickoff goal. So already improvements for the blue team. But let's see if they can get on the board first, possibly even, and be 100% improvements as Boltini with possession, carrying it down the wall, gets it past one defender, goes up for it, Eternal Vector off the backboard, but no one can follow up on it, and now it's Nova with a shot, tries to get a flick, but just out of reach, loses possession, and Boltini will take it. Now with possession, just queuing it up, sending it to the air, met by Worthy, but it waterfalls down, and Nova has to make a clear, and able to do so in time. Eternal Vector reading the play, but not comfortable enough to go for it. And you know, you got to play a little smarter when you're playing on twos. You know, you're the last person back, and you're the backup. So you really got to pick your battles. You can't just go for every ball that's dangling in front of the net, because they could make a stop and you could be quickly counterattacked, as Boltini trying to settle this down for her teammate, but can't do it just yet. Good demo on Nova, leaves for a 1-on-2 possibly, but not enough time. And another demo against the Mavericks. And yeah, getting a little more physical in this game too, trying to not let Mavericks get settled. A clear shot, easy save for Eternal. And now they reset, but it's taken by Eternal. Tried to carry it, but demoed by Nova. Looks like both teams are starting to get physical in this game number 2. Another clearing shot by Nova. It's almost on target, and Eternal Vector forced to make a save. And now it's Worthy with a tap, just wide. Can't follow up on it, and settles for the corner boost. Now trying to pressure Boltini. And still with possession is Boltini at the midfield line. Leaves it for Eternal Vector, who clears it further downfield. But it goes right back into the possession of New Age Mavericks, who are now charging for a quick counterattack off the sidewall. No one there to follow up, and Boltini will take it. Chasing down the field, gets it past one. Worthy makes the stop, but not quite cleared yet, and Eternal Vector sends it to the corner. Leaves it for his teammate. Now Worthy sends it to the midfield line, stopped by Boltini. Boltini gets the 50 and can't make the stop. Boltini, and yeah, get first strike. 2.5 minutes into game number 2. A much better start for the New Age Mavericks, even though it's who scores first. It's still 1-0 with 2.5 minutes. They've had a lot of good chances this game number 2. They just have to connect. So it's just that one connection is all they need to tie this game up, as Nova clears it back down to the orange side, but not before getting demoed. And Boltini with plenty of time, taking it past one, has another to beat, tries to flick it over, but great defensive stop by Saturn. But Vector with a follow-up, and it's a 2 quick strikes for Nova. I'm sorry. For and Eternal Vector. Great follow-up. Like I said, you gotta pick your battles, and that was a great choice by Vector. No one in sight, no one there to make a stop. Easy goal. Up 2-0. But not out of it yet. Trying to get a secondary tap. Nova just out of reach. Stalls Vector just a little bit, enough to go back and get the corner boost and let Worthy come up and take a stop. Clears to the far wall. Worthy maintains possession for now. Tactical whiff by Boltini. Leaves it for Nova. Flicks it over one off the crossbar and out. Oh my goodness. Another great opportunity by Mavericks. Cannot connect just yet. And good shadow defense by Nova. Able to get back there in time, make the stop. Nova settling it down for Worthy, but great read by Eternal Vector. Gets right in the middle of them and prevents an offensive opportunity for New Age Mavericks. And the field is seemingly opening up just a bit. Getting a little loose on their rotations. New Age Mavericks seemingly finding some holes, but still have yet to light up the scoreboard just yet as we approach the final minute of game number 2. Worthy with possession, pressured by Boltini, clears it to the far wall where Nova is waiting. Now carrying it. Trying to find something, really thinking about it, but taking a little too much time as Boltini pressures him. Now sets up for Eternal. No one back on defense. And a third goal for in the final 40 seconds. New Age Mavericks struggling to find something that is working for them. They're trying to slow it down, take their time, maybe get into Yaz's head a little bit, but seemingly unfazed by anything that New Age Mavericks has thrown at him so far. They just keep on trucking, and so far New Age Mavericks struggling to find a cause, but a great save there by Worthy, and now for a counterattack. Could he flick it over? Not quite. Eternal with a save, but a follow-up by Nova, and finally New Age Mavericks get on the board after being shut out the majority of this game number 2. But, they got the bearings going a little too late with 16 seconds to go. They need a kickoff goal back-to-back in order to tie this game up. So far, not looking like it as we approach the final 10 seconds. Worthy with an opportunity, gets it past one. Oh my goodness, Worthy gets the goal and puts them within arm's reach of tying this game. Great offensive effort by New Age Mavericks. Now it's do or die. They've been mounting this comeback for the last 30 seconds. Can they keep it up? Or will Boltini and Eternal shut this down? The clock hits 0. It has to hit the ground. Can they keep it in the air? New Age Mavericks sending it downfield. Into the corner it goes. Pressure, but great stop. And take the game number 2. You saw the comeback. You saw it forming, but you know, they had maybe another minute, 30 seconds. You know, you could have seen New Age Mavericks mount that comeback, but it was just too little too late. They got the momentum going a little too slowly and found themselves behind yet again, as we now find themselves, you know, possibly on the bad side of a sweep, as is now on match point. Another good game. I mean, the game was much closer. You know, it was nothing all the way up until halftime, and scored first. And you can see the potential that New Age Mavericks have, but is just unfazed by all the strategies that New Age is putting out, and just keeping the aggression, keeping the rotations, staying on point. As we load up into game number 3, possibly the final game of the night, if have anything to say about it. And off the kickoff, Nova with possession, stopped by Boltini, clears it downfield, has a possible open net. Worthy just out of reach, panicking, but no. Great stop though by Nova. And now for the counterattack, Eternal trying to slow it down a little bit, able to do so, as he sends it down to his teammate. Good dunk though by Boltini, sends it to the corner. Eternal with a shot, just out of position, and Eternal gets first strike. .429, 31 seconds is all it took for to get on the board yet again. Definitely playing, picking up that momentum. I mean, game 2 was a lot closer, but ultimately it went on the way of I think seems like the reason it got closer in game number 2 was, like I mentioned, the rotations and defensive positions were getting a little loose in the later half of game number 2, and finally New Age Mavericks were taking advantage of it. But again, too little too late, as Eternal from his own zone able to shoot it down and catch New Age Mavericks cheating a little bit, a little ahead in that. And when you're down, I mean, you can see New Age Mavericks, they're trying new strategies, they're trying to play more aggressive, they're trying to control the zone a little more, but it's just not working in their favor. Is just finding every little trick in the book to counter any strategy they have. A great shot by just a little wide, and now New Age Mavericks on the counterattack. Still, it's a close game and a great setup, and just out of Worthy's zone. I think they were trying to do a little soft tap. Saw that Vector was coming up, but again, did not work in their favor. They're just, nothing's clicking so quite right for the Mavericks so far in this series. And now on the breakaway, off the sidewall, a little ahead of Worthy. And they cannot follow up on that goal, but a good opportunity yet again by the New Age Mavericks. Now they have to reset and try again. Nova getting the better end of that 50. Off the sidewall, tries to get a goal. Denied! What a demo by Boltini. Prevents any offensive opportunity for the New Age Mavericks, but at it again is Nova. Sends it just wide. Follow up by Worthy. He could get it sent down. Still within danger, but cleared out by Boltini and this defense. And now a counterattack. Gets it behind the defense, and Eternal gets their third goal for And I did somebody on the New Age Maverick side break a mirror, walk under a ladder? They must have done something, because nothing is going their way. They have had great opportunities, and the ball has just not fallen in their favor. You can see that they have the skill. They know they're not bad by any stretch. It was if you're looking at these scores, you might be thinking that, but no, they have had a lot of good opportunities. You can tell they're strategic. They're thinking about it. They're trying to find something to put a crack in this defense, but it's just not working. Even like the bounces sometimes aren't even going their way. As Worthy sets one up, has an opportunity, it's settling in front of the net. Who's going to get it first? And it's Boltini. Oh my God, and that's what I'm saying every step of the way. Yeah, is just one step ahead of New Age Mavericks. A good offensive opportunity right there, and just a little one step behind. And that is the story of this series so far. I mean, there's still a minute 30 left. They can turn it around. They have done a close late game comeback before. I mean, they didn't finish it, but still they got dangerously close where you could have seen a situation where they got it. No, my goodness, off the wall, possibly even an own goal, but no. New Age Mavericks are not going to get that kind of luck, and a quick counterattack on the other side gives, a 4-goal lead with a minute 9 to go. And Nate Frog, I'm not one to call it early like this, but I can't help but agree that at this point, 4 goals, the way the games have gone, it might very well be over. I still have faith in the New Age Mavericks. Have an opportunity, and just like that, they put themselves on the board, back in it. Great shot. Catches the defense off guard, and they're in it. They're in it. They've got 3 goals to make in a minute. They can definitely do it, especially in a Tuesday. The field is much more open, but you can't make misses like that. Boltini going for a little musty, taking a little too much time, and Worthy gets the save. But you cannot let have any amount of possession for the rest of the game. It's got to be all New Age Mavericks if they want any chance for a comeback. But a great stop by Boltini keeps them out of the offensive zone, and now having to play defense yet again. 26 seconds to go. Water falls down. Vector a little bit far ahead of the play, and Boltini has to reset back to her own corner. Trying to make the stop, can't do it. Worthy, and own goal by Eternal, and Nova will take it as they put themselves within 2 in the final 18 seconds of this game number 3. Crucial game number 3 for New Age if they want to advance in their record. Again, I told you, New Age, no strangers to these late game comebacks. They just need a little more time. They have a potential. An opportunity right here and centered in, and a great stop by Eternal. Vector keeping it close. Now trying to keep possession, get it out of the way in the final 2 seconds. It hits the ground and takes the series in a 3-game sweep. Oh my. Quick and easy. No fluff, no muss. All business, which is the offensive team. Great GG's to both teams for putting up an excellent series. Even though it's a sweep, it was still a great series. I'm not let's not kid anybody. That was a great series. And but it was the story of, the whole time. Everything that New Age Mavericks tried to do to counter, was just one step ahead in every sense of the word. And it was a good series. Definitely one for momentum going into next week's playoffs for And we're going to take a look and see if they want to do an interview today. I sent the link. I'll send it to you, Boltini, in DMs. But if you want to do an interview, this is the place to do it. Get rid of that stuff. We don't need that. There you go. If you'd like to do an interview, there's the info. Just click on that. Oh, looks like we got a taker. So give me a second. God. I'm so glad I
Like
had that
that.
muted. I'm so glad I had that muted. Well, I have with me both Boltini and Eternal Vector of yeah. Congratulations first and foremost. How you guys feeling?
We're feeling good. It was a good way to close out the season and give us some momentum for playoffs soon here.
Awesome, awesome. And I mentioned at the top of the game that you got, this really didn't make a difference necessarily in terms of your playoff eligibility. So what was the mindset going into this series?
Leave that one to the captain, I guess.
I
Sorry,
think
I was coughing there. Yeah, my mindset was mainly like how we played on Sunday, just play our game and see if we can take out the W and go into playoffs with it. Hold the spot that we are at, I think third, I believe. I don't remember.
yeah, you're third. You're
Yeah.
with that you'll
Oh
still be
man.
third.
Yeah, that's what I was just hoping to do.
Okay. And so now that the regular season has come to a close, um, what are you going to do to prepare for the playoffs?
I
That is
guess
a
we'll
tough
just
question.
train some more. I mean, we don't really play together much, but maybe we should run a couple games together while we have that little break before playoffs and piece together some of the inconsistencies that we have, and I think we'll be all right to go for 2 in a row.
I'm sorry, I didn't see any inconsistencies in that game. That was a clinical. I mean, I guess the one inconsistency I could say is like you guys got a little confident in the later half of the games. You had multiple scores up. You kind of opened up the position a little bit. So maybe just not be so confident. I believe that would be my only takeaway from that series. But as far as inconsistencies, you guys played a really impressive game. You were one step ahead of your opponent every time. Even when they had the ball dangling in front of the net, you were the first ones there. A lot of defensive saves. So, is that kind of the MO for your team? What we saw today?
I would say kind of. I think our playstyle was more of how we played on Sunday, which is like we hold midfield and we just keep the pressure. And then today we're just letting them have it on our side, and we were always back though to get the save or the clear out.
Going for getting the counterattack. So the counterattacks seem to be you're a good gem for you guys. I mean, you guys scored in multiple different ways, so it was a good opener for you guys. And so what are your hopes? I would say we talked about you practicing, but what are your hopes going into the playoffs?
We're just hoping to get some good what's it called, man?
Good
What's
results.
called
Good results.
No, go with good results, yeah, but hopefully we don't get paired up with a
good competition.
crazy team. We want to have a little bit of smooth sailing in the beginning, and if we got to deal with the hard ones, got to deal with them later on. But mainly, we hope for good results, and I'm sure we'll get them as long as we keep up our game.
And I agree with your coach there. Your coach really spoke up for you a little bit. But well, awesome. Well, I'm definitely rooting for you guys. And any shout outs you guys would like to make before I let you guys go?
I guess I don't know if they're here, but shout out to my friends Zai and Happy, and shout out to you, Brambo, for casting us. I don't think you casted with me there before, but it was a pleasure, and that's about it.
Always. Boltini, how about you?
Yes, sir. Shout out to everyone that came out, supported. Yeah. Shout out to Vector for being an amazing teammate. Shout out you for casting, which I don't know for a fact. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brambo. Weren't you the first caster that ever casted one of my Skyward matches? I can't remember.
I don't know. I was looking back. Let's see. I have a message. So it was 2/15/2023. So was that your first?
Oh man, I don't remember. It
So
was, I know,
February.
season 0.
Oh yeah. So season maybe it's the last time. It's hard to say. That was, man, a year ago was so long. And by the way, Nate Frog is feeling a little left out by you guys,
Oh
not
my
not
goodness.
being shout out.
I
Just wanted
said
to point
everyone that
that out there.
supported.
Nate Frog, bro. Shout out Nate Frog. Shout out, bro. Thanks for the warm up games earlier, bro.
I was, if I wasn't the first, I was definitely one of the early ones when you guys were
Yeah.
on TC Green, I think, or was
Hmm.
that your opponent?
No, I was on that team, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining, and good luck to you guys in the playoffs. We'll be keeping an eye out for you.
Thank you, Brambo.
Have a good night.
You too.
brother.
And there you have it. Our victors, yeah, with a dominating sweep against the New Age Mavericks. They advance to 5-2, which doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really change their placement. But Blood Wolf, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Have a good night. But that's not our only match for the night. We got one more coming up with a show. It's actually a show match. It's not Skyward Series at all. Nate Frog, looking out for you, buddy. You got your shout out, and thank you for the follow in kind. So, but don't go away. We'll be back shortly with my last match of the night. It'll be a show match with a special guest, Pazka, co-casting with me. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Assemble.
Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Yes, you've had it quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Because you are stronger. chains that you pull away. I feel the fear when you look at me. We've had enough of love. Is this not enough?
The one and only Rambo over on his channel. I will get a link here in the chat momentarily. Just to make sure I get it.
That beautiful
right.
voice
Oh, there
you're
you are.
hearing on my stream is none other than the one and only Pasca, who is going to join me for this special show match we've got for you tonight.
Of course.
And it's gonna be a show match between OUG Abstract and Omega Nebula. So I've casted Abstract many times, especially during the One-Up Gaming time with a lot of tournaments. Formerly they were MPG Abstract, then they were Striker Abstract. Now they're with OUG. Do you have any experience with Nebula? I'm curious to know.
I've casted the Omega squads before. I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember earlier. I went back and looked, but I couldn't find anything that indicated it was the Nebula squad. Now, if I recognize a player, I will let you know as soon as they jump in here to see which squad they've brought tonight, because this matchup, I have no background information on. The OUG Abstract show match that I casted Monday night, as you can see on my screen, if you're on my channel, against the Dodgeballers. Fun match, nice match. These are all GC2 players. But that, I believe, was my first experience with the OUG Abstract team, though they had reached out a couple times in the past and I was unavailable. And then the Omega squads I have had on my channel at least a handful of times, but I don't remember if it was the Nebula squad or not. And just as we say that, there's Hardpoint and Kai. And then I don't know how to pronounce. Is it Mixel?
I
don't know how to pronounce that player there. Is that right on the 3v3 team? So it looks like OUG Abstract showing up with a different lineup than they brought Monday night against the Dodgeballers.
So
but we'll see who Nebula brings and see if I know them or not. I honestly don't remember.
The context for this, what this these show matches organized by Abstract is all about.
Specifically, this one, no. The one on Monday, the backstory is that Dodgeballers in another private league that they play in, they actually had to use a play on their real name because it was like privately licensed or something like that, where they had like an overlap with a pro team or something, and like a pro not Rocket League team, and they had some like a similar baseball team if you can be creative, and they weren't allowed to use that outside the league or something, so they had to like make up a name, but they wanted a challenge against another team that plays competitively regularly. So I guess the story is that the Dodgeballers reached out to OUG and were like, hey, do you want to scrim anytime? Let us know. And they were like, yeah, why not do this scrimmy show match thing? Because we're all GC2 and it should be a lot of fun. Why don't we do this against you? We'll see if Paz will do it. And I could do Monday and then we could both do today. So here we are.
Yeah,
this specific matchup, I don't know if it happened in the same way or similar way, but
well, it's actually
we can ask.
From what Hardpoint has told me, it's the whole week has been in preparation for a tournament this weekend, which does have a prize pool. So he has been organizing show matches all week.
I see.
In order to prep themselves for the upcoming tournament.
I did not know about a prize pool. That sounds like motivation.
I mean, props to the hustle and getting these show matches together.
That's hard work.
And
That's hard work.
We have miscommunicated all week, Hardpoint and I. I think every day up until today, he has thought I've agreed to cast that day, and I said no, I couldn't.
Oh no!
It was like one after another.
Yeah, when he messaged me, he was like, "Hey, I got Brambo to cast with you. Is that cool? And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But it was like right as you reached out too, and I was like, well, it looks like he's already set this up. I was like, let's go. This is gonna be great. I was like, that's so funny. He was just like, I set it all up. I hope that's all right. Well, I mean, at this point, it's too late. Why not have fun, right? So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So this will be a good one. These are all high-level players. Like I said, these are GC2 and up. Oh, I just realized I have like logos in the corner, like for other leagues. That's all right. Enjoy the free press.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'll just turn
Yeah,
mine
I've
off.
got like Skyward logos cycling in the corner, and I got like the shuffle in the corner. Whatever, it's fine. Shout out to all those guys. You're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. But yeah, these ones. Okay, so that makes sense that there's something that they're striving for, sort of at the end of the road. So that'll be an interesting one. Hardpoint's gonna have to give me the details. I'd be interested to follow up next, at the end of the weekend or something, see how he did.
Right.
And see if the preparation was worth it, or how it played out, or is it going to prepare them for future, league play, competitive league play, or are they maybe they're at the age where they're playing for school, and it could be interesting to see if it works, to see if these scrims and these higher level gameplay and these series, if it helps prepare you for the competitive environment.
Right.
Or
you got to be
or
picky.
not.
You got to be picky with who you're gonna scrim against, because that could kind of prepare. If you're not preparing with the right teams, you could be setting yourself up for a little
sure.
bit of failure, or just maybe not understanding the kind of competition you're really going to be up against. So it does take some effort to really make sure it's organized well.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure you're setting up your opponents correctly.
Yeah, they can't be too. Yeah, and it has to be a good matchup too, because if it's too easy, you don't learn anything. If it's too hard, you definitely don't learn anything, because you just get pooped on, and then you get stuck in the same place where you just don't know how to learn. So yeah, like I said, I would love to follow up after this tournament they're preparing for. That'd be very interesting. Looks like Spiffy, Toru, and I Smoke on replays. Let's call him Smoke. Sorry, that's funny to me. Looks like they're here, and it looks like Omega's ready to go. They did say they said a little chat there, I think, to give us the heads up that they're paying attention and ready. So I'm ready when you are, Brambo. There's not a whole lot of prep for this one, because this one's
Showmatch.
It's a show match. I don't know that there's any history. It looks like it's just for fun.
It is just for fun, and I'm just trying to give me a second. I just gotta fix something real quick because it's bothering me.
You're good. And like we said before, this is GC2 and above, so I do expect some. I don't want to like put any pressure on the players in like a bad way, but I definitely expect like some fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I expect some fun stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I expect a very close competition between these two as we go down to the pitch. And we start this best of 5 show match between OUG Abstract and Omega Nebula. Let's introduce the teams before somebody scores a goal, almost by Nebula.
Absolutely not.
For the blue side, we've got hard pointing, Mixel, and Kai. That your OUG Abstract already starting off with
I think Mixel just introduced himself. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Mixel has entered the building.
Absolutely. Mixel showing up early. Big pinch just right off the rip. Doing everything. Ooh, hard point. What a save. Just a great touch off the nose, giving Kai a touch out of the back. Mixel trying to make some more magic happen. This one's going to come. Oh, I thought he might turn around and go for that, to be honest. On Monday.
While it's dead a little bit, let's introduce our orange team, Omega Nebula. We didn't get around to that. So for the orange side, we've got I Smoke on replays, Spiffy and Toru for Omega Nebula, and another shot by Mixel, this time stopped by Toru, but OUG Abstract not done. We're not done with that yet. They are just putting an offensive onslaught so far against Omega Nebula.
Yeah, the speed here is great. Both teams coming out strong off the bat, and it doesn't look like either team's really looking to I like how they're both attacking right off the rip here. They're actually going to the net. They're not trying to get too fancy and finesse with it and feel each other out. I like that there's just a good rip at the net a couple times. And I hope the speed, because the speed can only go up from here. These guys are too quick and too good. Monday night, Kai showed some really, really nice mechanics. Hard points always in the right place. And Mixel did not play. They had a different player Monday. His name's slipping my memory at the moment. If I come up with it here in a second, I will remind the viewers what it was on Monday. I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, regardless, you know, the abstract team has been pretty, consistent, in the past year, and a great bump by Kai. No, I think that was Hardpoint. A good bump by. Look at this. Watch this. Replays has it on lock. He's got the stuff, but a great bump by Hardpoint makes that goal possible for Kai as OUG Abstract gets a second on the game. 3 minutes and 4 seconds into this game 1.
Yeah, Hardpoint in the right place at the right time. Kai with the mechanics. There he is. In the right place at the right time once again. OUG Abstract 3-0. Still 3 minutes remaining. And this is beautiful. Beautiful team play. Beautifully placed under the crossbar. Unstoppable touch.
I mean, if you follow Abstract at all, like I mentioned before, they've been around quite a bit. They're about at least a year solid. This team is, like I said, they've jumped orgs a bit. They were with MPG, Striker, now with OUG, but the core members have been mostly the same. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it. And finally, Spiffy gets one on the board for OUG Nebula, not making this entirely the Abstract show. And a good dunk on Mixel puts them on the board within 2 just before halftime.
Yeah, beautiful read. Mixel's touch a little strong, left a little too much space in between there. And Omega Nebula back within 2. Plenty of time to score 2. The game gets so quick though, you wonder, oh, there's a beautiful pass over the midfield. Kai looking for the shot and Smoke able to push that away.
Good read by Smoke, and really got to put a stop to this Abstract offense. Got to make them feel at least a little bit uncomfortable, being so aggressive. I mean, look, you got 3 players across the midfield line. No one on the Abstract side is really feeling like they need to rotate. They need to keep somebody back, because so far Nebula has not punished them too much for their aggressive play. And I think that's something that's going to progress as the game continues on, but right now it's literally just Smash Mouth Rocket League. Just punch you in your face and see how you respond, as Spiffy trying to get in the face of the entire Abstract defense, but no one on his team could really follow up with a shot and couldn't make full use of that offensive effort.
Yeah, big boom. They're chasing on the back line there too. I like Spiffy getting physical, but it gives Mixel so much space, and the follow-up could be nobody went. Oh, Hardpoint was he was in the right place at the right time. He decided not to make the touch. OUG, yeah. They're feeling comfortable right now. They got a 2-goal lead. Toru, beautiful read, nice setup, but that's a free play setup. That's not a competitive setup.
No,
too floaty to the backboard, easily pushed away. He's stuck in the corner here for a second. No reset.
Spiffy just can't keep the possession, and now Hardpoint sending up for Kai. Bar down, just out, and a great stop by Spiffy to stop Mixel, the third man, getting an opportunity to get a goal, maybe a 4th goal as we approach the final minute. Right now, just sailing it Kobe style over the defense, and that's how they get their 4th with 36 seconds left to go in game number 1. It's a dominating. Mixel's
right
a
now.
Maniac. He's
can't
a maniac.
miss. Mixel can't miss. Who Hardpoint and Kai played with the other day was Dimensiones, or Dimensions. I'm not sure how he's pronounced.
No, it's Dimensiones. It's Dimensiones.
I assume so. That's what I said all night. I'm just saying. I thought I was saying it correctly because I saw the spelling. I know words.
How could I forget Dimensiones?
Yeah, and that's like I was like, I know I'm gonna be like, oh, I know that's who it was. Beautiful drop by Kai. Mixel cannot find the corner, but what a grab! Oh my goodness, Kai showing us how it's done with a little a short game clinic here inside the box. Doesn't leave. He turns around about 270 degrees to flick that inside the post. Unstoppable. 5-1 with just seconds remaining here in game number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely the OUG show in this game number 1, but it's only game 1, so a lot of warm-ups as Mixel. I was surprised to see that Mixel doesn't have a hat trick, and now he does. After that goal in the closing seconds, Kai looks like he was trying to get the hat trick himself, but it's Mixel that gets it first. But 7 seconds left. They could still open it up.
They could score one. They could grab that Brazil, which would always be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I just looked. I just pulled up a ball chasing history while they play Keep It Up. Ooh, almost got it there, but that one's gonna fall. And OUG Abstract's got game number 1. It looks like I must have casted Dimensiones and Hardpoint back when they were Striker Abstract at the beginning of 2023, like a year ago almost.
Yep.
And I just found that as I went back and looked. But yeah, this same sort of thing happened on Monday night where OUG Abstract came out strong, played a game, got the dub, played strong, and then ended up having a loss there along the way. It ended up being a 6-game series. If I remember correctly, they ended up going 4-2. So they ended up giving up 2 to the Dodgeballers. So they had games like this where they came out super strong, won by 4 or 5 goals, and then they had other ones that stayed super close and ended up in an overtime. So the end of game 1 here is a little interesting. I'm kind of curious which way this is going to go.
Yeah, they're a super strong team, but a lot of the times that I casted them were during the OUG tournaments, and they were definitely the heavy favorites going in every time. But to my knowledge, I don't think they've actually won any of those tournaments, even though they've been a heavy favorite most of the time.
Interesting.
So like you said, they play strong, they play aggressive, and then next thing you know, they'll lose a couple games, and then they just get that momentum. They kind of lose that momentum, and then that's where they seem to fall short. As we load
what?
up.
I want to correct myself. Sorry to interrupt. I want to make sure they actually didn't win by that many goals. Looking at the wins, they won by 1. I think that one must have gone to over. I think that one went to overtime. But then they won 3-1 a couple of times. I guess they never had a bigger lead than that, so I do want to correct myself. I don't want to misspeak. So if that indicates improvement, however, across the week, that could be a good thing for OUG, just in general.
Yeah, I mean, any amount of practice, I think, is going to be good for them to get warmed up and just get ready for this tournament. You can tell they really want to win this tournament. They want to win the whole thing, and they've, like I said, in the OUG tournaments, which also were a prize pool. They were always so strong, but always coming up short. So you can see that they're just finally want to get over that bump and win a tournament.
And I appreciate anybody that desires to be good at the things they like to do. You don't have to be good. If you like playing guitar and you're just not that good a guitar player, that's totally fine to enjoy it and be okay at it and whatever. But I do appreciate people who like to be good at the things they like to do. And so a team like this who they're working with people, they're trying to get better, they're actually making their training a priority. They do stuff like that. Hard point gets blocked. Spiffy, beautiful play. This time Omega Nebula, now we're a minute and a half in, they have held on. OUG, I think they'd scored twice by now in game number 1. And this feels like Monday where they win game 1 and then game 2 stays really close all game long. And game 2 on Monday ended 0-1. And they lost at the very end with, I think, seconds remaining. 27 seconds or something left on the clock. The only goal went in, something like that. But most of the game was 0-0. So interesting game number 2 as it mirrors the prior series.
And we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that as we see if we can identify potential patterns, for Hardpoint and the company. And right now, those are you gotta feel for those games that are that close, and then one goal is all that separates a team. But so far, another great shot again by Abstract. But you gotta feel for the teams where it's like they have a very strong game opener, and then the next goal, it's a 1-goal difference, and it's in the last second, and that's how you lose. You don't even get a chance to respond, really.
Right. I think maybe that's where these series come from. You know, if you're playing 5s and 7s, beautiful stop from Toru as he comes horizontal across the net to save that away, hold the 0-0. We are over the halfway point here in game number 2. Smoke looking for a little, either an air dribble or the bump. I think he would have taken anything he could get right there. Mixel has been deadly on offense, gets stopped right away. This one's gonna hang out in the corner for a minute. Oh, did he get it? He does. Omega Nebula striking first.
Beating him to the punch, and I think Kai is just coming at it. Look at him zooming. Is that even legal to go that fast?
I think it looked like a little ghost touch on my replays. I don't know if anybody else saw that out there in internet land, but it looked like a little wiggle from Kai. He probably might have been one of those that he wants back. He thought he touched it.
I mean, he might have very well have traveled ahead in time and
Those
touched it
servers.
just a bit. He was going so fast on that replay, at least. I mean, he came out of nowhere, but you know.
I mean, the fact that he almost got to it was impressive enough.
Right, because if he was legit going as fast as that replay shows, man, oh man, I did not realize Rocket League cars could go that fast. As the ball dangles over the net, but no one follows up, and Kai makes it clear, but not out of the woods yet. Spiffy putting it back on net. Hard point, sends it to the corner.
I like the decision making. I like the decision making, really. Both teams here making good decisions in this game, too. Better decision making, I guess, really, than game 1. The passes have been better. That's just a miss. That should have been a goal. Hardpoint's going to want that one back in a training pack. And Omega Nebula show us how defense is done. But really, in general, pretty decent decisions on the 50s, on the rotations, and both teams doing a really nice job on the demos. Really nice demo. Hardpoint takes, who did he remove? Was that Toru on the back line that got removed?
Looks like, yeah, it looks like
Smoke
Toru
gets removed.
And now Spiffy, the one that got demoed. And now Smoke, having to stay the last man back, makes the clear. And Nebula almost have another opportunity connected, but another redirect by Smoke. And they do connect. A little rope-a-dope. We'll call that a calculated play, but you know, you never know. But a good redirect nonetheless sends Mixel just kind of confused of what to defend, and leaves an opening for Nebula. 2 goals up in 25 seconds to go. And to your point, I mean, they're kind of repeating history so far in this series. They're now, except this time, now they're down by 2.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I'm looking back to double check. I was trying to see if did they ever have a 2-goal deficit. And it looks like they did towards the end of the series. There was one game where they had a 2-goal deficit. Oh, but not just a 1-goal deficit. That doesn't count anymore. So then we have to ignore it. No. But they did one other game with a 2-goal deficit at the end. This time, again, good decision from Hardpoint to make one small touch into the middle, gave him a stronger, better placed touch into the middle of the net and out of reach of the defender. Great decision making. Might not be enough time on the clock, but you never know. These guys can get pretty fancy.
Yeah, I mean, these are GC2 lobbies. They can keep that ball up forever if they really want to. But we'll see. I mean,
if they cooperate.
If they cooperate, you know, sometimes the opponent would just be like, oh, and just like that, a little misplay, and Nebula will take the game 2-1.
I like that we got a real series on our hands. We got a little back and forth. Like I said, to me, this feels a little bit like Monday. So we'll see if the adjustment from OUG happens here. If they, I'm looking back. They won. They won. Okay, so they kind of traded for a minute. So we'll see. We'll see if that energy can carry through, or if OUG do they come back in a retaliatory, with a retaliatory energy, or do they come back with that just cruise through the series? We've got at least 2 more games to go. We've got, hopefully, we only need 2, but we'll kind of see how they approach game number 3. He'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's so funny. As casters, we see a lot of different patterns and stuff as we cast all these different games. Like
sure.
the thing, regardless of the rank, that always seems to just rear its ugly head is that game 1 is never a true indicator unless it's a sweep. The only time the game one actually seems to matter is if it's a sweep. Otherwise, it's like the game one, I don't even consider a factor into anything until the second
Yeah.
game is won. Because like,
I suppose
it's all
to
over the
that point,
place.
if game one is super tight, maybe like, okay, this is going to be super tight. If game one is a big blowout, yeah, it might be a big blowout. But you're right, game one, especially in a 5 series, a best of 5, I mean, definitely in a best of 3, you don't have time for that. In a best of 3, you kind of have to come out swinging because you really only have one chance to lose, so to speak. And you want those dubs because the series just isn't long enough to give one up. But in a best of 5, like theoretically, you could give one up, right? In a best of 7, theoretically, you could give one up to figure out the other team. I think sometimes it's oh, what a save! What a save from Toru to read that player coming in. I didn't even catch who took the shot, to be honest. I was thinking too hard.
I think it was
couldn't
Kai.
tell.
I think it was
Beautiful
Kai.
shot, but a more beautiful save. Oh, Kai trying to
Dangling
follow
over
it up
the net.
again.
Oh, good.
What a save again!
My goodness, this Nebula defense has definitely warmed up. I mean, like you said, you
Yeah.
know, they definitely that's the difference maker so far in this series. You know, the defense in game number 1 was a little shoddy in comparison. I mean, it wasn't bad,
Ooh.
but in comparison to these last 2 games, it's been spectacular. Really a brick wall for this OUG Abstract team. Only 1 goal allowed in the last game for Abstract, considering they were up 6-1 in game 1, and now finding themselves having the offensive opportunities like this,
poke.
just kind of
Yeah,
whittling
Toru
down
right now
Abstract.
is so fast. The demos might work though for OUG, and yeah, that's gonna do it. The OUG Abstract team, maybe they just got a little frustrated there.
I mean, my philosophy stands: if you can't beat them, boom them.
Boom 'em, yeah, heck yeah. I always, yeah, and don't come to my stream complaining about demos. That is a legitimate game mechanic. You have absolutely no right to complain. If you get demoed, then learn how to dodge.
I don't understand why people. I understand why people get so mad about demos, but I don't understand why they.
Super annoying.
I don't understand why they complain about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like getting on
It'd be
somebody
like-
for demoing. It's like
It's like getting mad about somebody about using the boost. You know what I mean? Like the boost isn't a game to be used. Like if
Such a-
demoing didn't.
oh, I mean, was that
Oh,
ball
beautiful
boosted
spot.
because Hardpointy just put a laser to the top of the net? Oh my goodness!
As I said before, Kai with the mechanics and hardpoint in the right place at the right time. OUG Abstract. Okay, going back to game 3, just like Monday night. They win one, they give up game 2. It's a tight one. Game 3, they come back out strong. This one, let's see if Omega Nebula can stay tighter on the defense here than game 1, because game 2 was beautiful. And there's a follow-up. Yep, there it is. Omega Nebula back within 1. Smoke with a, I don't want to say easy. It was kind of actually a tight angle, but the routine cleanup in front of the net. He gets to play janitor and clean up the leftovers.
At least gets them on the net. I mean, you know, the janitor still has an important job, and they do get on the board
it's
too.
the
for
most
it. So,
important.
yes,
Absolutely.
sometimes that's the only, especially once you get higher ranks, is the janitor is the one that's actually getting the most goals, because
Yeah.
you know that's the only way anybody can get past these stout defenses is by just exhausting all resources, and you know there's nothing left but the cleanup crew.
Oh, huge flip from Spiffy. He's got the bump, but Kai is even better. And yeah, this is the only time you score at this level, really. It's like when the other team makes a mistake. So being in the right place to punish the mistake at the right time with the right amount of speed, just like that. For example, Pixel, had he put that just on target, that beat everybody to the back wall. That is a goal for OUG if it's on target. And so those sorts of mistakes and mistouches, if you can dunk those or take advantage like Spiffy does and drops it from the ceiling. Huge challenge as Mixel's air dribble just gets a little far away and Spiffy beats him to it in the net. Spiffy, beautiful touch, tied game, less than 2 minutes remaining.
And just like that, you know, with these high ranks too, you know, those mistakes matter. Those are the differences between
Absolutely.
wins and losses, because on that note, like you said, they had a great opportunity, but there it goes just wide. And Nebula, it could have been 3-1. Instead, now we have a tie ball game, but not for long as Kai
Beautiful.
just beats everybody to the punch and gives OUG Abstract the lead back. And a great
You know, sometimes
little
all those
pinchy
fancy
do,
mechanics.
as Outlaw would say.
A pinchy do. All those little fancy mechanics Kai knows don't mean nothing if you just go faster.
Gotta go fast.
Just gotta go fast. He's just faster than everybody. Doesn't matter how good his mechanics are.
Right.
Hard point with a beautiful touch. Oh, the grab is a little off. Oh, that is an unfortunate touch for Smoke. But Toru with the big brain on defense here in game 3. He has absolutely been in the right place at the right time throughout. Able to grab that one and push it away. Mixel though, can he do it? Beautiful flick, finds the top right corner, not quite. This one's gonna go back the other way. Spiffy's there first. Can he do something? He's got a friend in the middle. Drops it down. Smoke gets 50.
Better read by Kai though. Just really
So good.
knowing that, you know, it's like you got to get super creative because, you know, these guys, you know, when you're at GC2 rank, they've seen it all. They've seen everything you have to throw at them. And it's just a matter of whether or not you can beat them to the punch or not. I mean, at this rate,
and then
it's
speed
super hard
matters.
to get creative.
Speed, absolutely. If you can flip, reset, and plat, good for you. You're one of a million, and you'll win. You'll beat everybody if you can flip, reset, and plat for sure.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
if you can't flip, reset fast in GC2, if you can't Doomsy dish at supersonic speed, if you can't, at GC2, those shots don't work anymore. At least by themselves, they have to be coupled with good pacing, a teammate, and good defensive rotations. And a slap like that, but what a save from Spiffy on the back line. Omega Nebula just 5 seconds to the end of game 3 here.
Possibly taking it out to razzle dazzle between two, but no matter. Abstract take the win regardless.
He just wanted to run away from that one a little bit.
Yeah, just get it out of danger. You know, they're up by 1. They just got to hold on, and hold on they do in a strong fashion. Able to take the victory, put them up on match point in this best of 5. So, so how are they faring in terms of Monday at this point?
So it's sort of the same thing. So OUG won game 1 with a couple game buffer, if you will. And then game number 2 was super close and they lost by 1. So far so good. Game number 3, they ended up winning by 1. But on Monday it did go to overtime. It actually went to a pretty long overtime. It was almost 2 minutes long. So it was actually a pretty solid OT on Monday night. But this one, again, just winning by 1. Points across the board. Everybody involved. Nobody on either team without points, without involvement. So far this is mirroring Monday really, really solidly. Now, the only difference being Monday's was a best of 7. That was the agreed upon scrim. This was an agreed upon best of 5, if I'm not mistaken.
You are
so
correct.
If OUG wins this one, the series is over. On Monday, they won game 4, but that means game 5 still happened, and Dodgeballers won game number 5, so it had to go game 6. So in that sense here, if OUG gets the dub in game number 4, like on Monday, the series will be over. Omega Nebula is going to have to get a win here and force a game 5, because this is a best of 5 instead of a best of 7.
Yeah, and as far as casters go, we definitely want to see a game 5. We'd love to see them go to the distance. Just adds more suspense to it, if you will. It's like it just makes the game just way more intense. I mean, I know for me, I love it when they take it to game 5 and just it all bets are off at that point.
Of
Everything's
course.
on the
drama.
line.
It's all about the drama.
But I always, lately, especially the couple game 5s that I've gotten, they're fighting with each other. Okay, so Hardpoint just informed me that the other team's captains are having a little infighting and waiting to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah. He said they're having a little. He gave me the little like sweat emoji.
Yeah. So we're just waiting.
Well, disagreement on that side. That's okay. I'm good. I can chill.
Yeah, we got plenty to talk about, and on my side, we got some replays of the previous game. You can take a look at some of the highlights.
Ooh, I just have a scoreboard.
I
Now I feel inadequate, Rambo.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This has been a staple of mine for
That's awesome. That's
forever.
awesome.
And if you're interested in I'm more than happy to share my secrets. I've never been shy of but I do run the crap out of my computer. I realize like over the last
You
like,
push it to the limits.
yeah, I definitely do. Like I have to like really penny pinch when it comes to resources because I mean
Bandwidth.
no, it's hardware. It's hardware based. Like my bandwidth's fine. It's the it's the
We can talk gear if you want. I just upgraded my video card and my power supply.
oh.
We've built our computers here in my household. So me and my gamer children, I'm so proud they're gamers. We've built our machines. It's good fun. Teach them something.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Oh
reading
my
the chat
gosh!
here.
I know. I just got a message as well. Hold on, folks.
Well, I guess Abstract won in a dominant fashion enough because it sounds like there's a little quitting on the Nebula side, but it looks like we're going to get some subs on Abstract side. They're going to bring in some subs of their own to play for Nebula for the remainder of the series, and it looks like it's a tryout for Abstract that they're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess we can do whatever, but that is wild. Yeah, so it looks like somebody on Omega Nebula, some version of them, I suppose, just have stepped away mid-series.
Yeah,
And wow, wow! I don't even know what to say. That's crazy.
so okay,
That's so
no,
wild.
okay, it's not a tryout for the. They're not having anyone step in. Okay,
Right,
we're
Mixel
gonna do
is the
an
tryout.
interview.
Mixel.
We're doing an interview for.
Sure, go ahead. You handle that. I'll just listen. If I have a follow-up, I'll speak up.
Okay.
I don't have anything
Me-
prepared for an interview.
Oh, I never do either.
Oh,
I wing it.
You've got the chat set up, so you have to be in charge. Oh my gosh, this is wild, dude. Okay,
Yeah,
I guess I'm gonna go to my intermission screen. I mean, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I mean,
it's
I
a
guess that's so
I mean,
wild.
it's a show match, so there's no like it's not a league. There's nothing else on the line, so it's like I could maybe understand it a bit, but still, I mean. But either way, we're gonna bring Mixel into the mix, as it were, and with me right now is member of OUG Abstract, Mixel. I mean, how you feeling after that? After you won so hard that you made the other team quit.
Well, I mean,
Potential is it potential member?
well, basically we're doing this for a tryout,
Yep.
and I'm trying out for the team. I'm not performing at my best. I think it's mainly just because of the team difference. Because I was originally on a different team, but
Sure.
So how long?
The-
So how many games have you played with Abstract so far?
I've only played a scrim before this one,
Okay.
and then this.
Wow.
I mean, stats wise, you're saying you didn't play your best. If that's not your best, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
that's what I was
afraid.
gonna say.
I'm afraid for what Abstract has going forward as you get more comfortable. Because that being said, I was going to say your stats. You got the hat trick. You're the only member of the team to get a hat trick. You played really well. You were a good striker. So I mean, where would you say you weren't playing your best if that wasn't if you and from our standards, I'm a C1 player, so Pasca, you could speak for yourself on your skill level. I mean, I would think you
C2.
you played,
Yeah.
I think
C1,
you played
C2.
pretty well. But carry on. Like, where do you think you could improve on?
Well, I play a lot of ones, so
Mhm.
and usually for
Ooh.
the most part, I have
Oh, he's
a
crazy.
decent amount of mechanics. I hit GC3 and ones before, which which was a while ago. But um,
That's crazy, dude.
Madman.
Really, that's amazing. That's
to
really
im-
well done.
to improve on, do you mean with the team or as in
Well,
personal?
you said you didn't play your best in this series, so I was curious, like where you thought you didn't play your best. Like what did you
Well,
lack?
I will say I lacked a good bit of game senses, and what I mean by that is like my rotation could have been way better. Decision making a lot, which then again, it's just because of a new team. In my last team, I was more of like the main first man. Well, this one, it's like switching around whoever has
Sure.
the best opportunity.
Yeah, we
But
made the comment throughout that, you know, Kai's mechanics set up a lot of opportunity, and I'm assuming Kai and Hardpoint have played together for a while because Hardpoint's always knows where Kai's going to put the ball.
yeah,
Hardpoint's always in the right spot. Do you find it hard? Like, do you find it easy to fill that spot in the rotation? Like, let him do it. Like, or do you find it like difficult? When's it my turn? Like that kind of thing. Do you find it easy to fall into place, or you find it tricky, or is it? Are you
uh,
comfortable?
it's a little weird at first because I play with a lot of like 1900s, and I mean, it's pretty fast gameplay with them. I mean,
For sure.
with both the 1900s and this team. I mean, um, I will say it is a little difficult at times because, which nothing against them. It's just me. You know, I'm used to different rotations and all that.
Sure.
Like Kai being more aggressive, which I'm completely fine with. He scores when he does. So
Well, if
Yeah.
it means anything, we actually commented in the game that both teams were making such good decisions. That's why like game 2 was so tight.
mm,
Game 2 felt like nobody made a mistake. Everybody was tight. Yeah, everybody
It was forced
it was
mistakes
so
that
solid.
made the
Yeah.
goals possible. It wasn't really a mistake on the other side. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So, you mentioned you're playing a lot of ones like a crazy person, and so with that being said, like your main issue of rotations and a lot of team play stuff, where do
Mhm.
you see where do you think you're going to get that practice from? Is it more show matches like this, or are you going to go to rank and like maybe work on your threes, or what's your strategy for that?
My strategy is to practice it with them as a team. So I think like playing more stuff like this, like show matches and scrimmages, would help if I make the team, of course. But you know, also like competitive, definitely, especially in the higher ranks. But yeah, you calling me a crazy man because I played ones last season. I had 188 matches in ones. But
Oh,
I think each season I play somewhere around like maybe in the teens.
baby, yeah,
Teens,
teens.
20.
When in my
I get a
prime,
rank. I
definitely.
get a rank in ones. I get my rank, and it's like, it's in. Yeah,
It's
we'll just leave what my rank is alone in
it's
ones.
literally the most stressful playlist in
It
ranked.
is. It
It's the
is. And
most
I like to
stressful.
play, and I really do like to play with my friends and my teammates. So, like, yeah, I do go play some ones to warm up sometimes just to kind
Hmm.
of get your mind on the ball. Like, get your mind. Yeah, I get what he's saying. And actually, I really appreciate that. Like, my teammates play ones more than I do. Uh, because, yeah, he's right. There's something you can learn there in ones. Do you find yourself having trouble adjusting to the threes pace? Because we also commented during the game that, like, there was a couple touches that were like beautiful free play aerials, right? Big, slow, floaty, easy aerials to set up with tons of time. But in 3v3s, you have to do those aerials fast. You got to get your flip resets
yeah,
fast. Do you find yourself like avoiding certain mechanics completely, or is it more
yeah.
situational?
Situational for the most part, but also like that time when I popped the ball up and I went up to, I was gonna first in the game get a
Yeah.
probably reset, freestyle a little bit, and then Spiffy comes out of nowhere. So that's why I
Absolutely.
don't
Yeah.
like to try that stuff in threes, which
Right.
I can definitely
Yeah,
get faster and do it.
that's why I asked. Well, and that's I think the difference, right? I mean, if you're gonna pull a flip reset off in one, it's a little different. Whether you got a dude pre-jumping you in every touch, because
Yeah,
Right.
Omega, even in this game, which is so wild that it ended this way, but even in this game, their defense was solid. They were up in the air immediately. So yeah, you got to be quick. No, good luck on the rest of your tryout. If you got more games,
Yeah. Or do
Good
you,
luck in the
One more at a
future. If you
time.
make the team, good luck in the future. If you make the team, good luck in the
One more at a
future. If you
time.
make the team, good luck in the leagues and good luck, in the future.
do you see? So with that, you're trying out for the team. Are you going
Mhm.
to be a sub for this tournament that they are preparing for, or are you still kind of like going to be on the sideline, unless an
Uh,
emergency happens? I guess.
I'm not really sure, but if I had to
He's not
guess,
making those decisions yet.
That's hard
if
for
I
him.
had to guess, I guess
I
it'd be sidelines maybe, but that's just a complete guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I like to pick the brain, but well, with that, any shout outs you'd like to make before we let you go?
um, shout out, just to them in general. They're both really good players. It's just in my opinion, like even when you go to any new team, I mean, it takes time to build chemistry and build that trust with each other
For
and
sure.
that rotations, honestly. Because the more you trust each other, the faster your rotations can get.
I agree.
Definitely, definitely.
Love it.
Well,
I love that you're
appreciate it.
thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a good mindset. It sounds like you're on the right track, and good luck to you in your tryout with Abstract, and your future games.
Yep, thank you. It was good to meet you.
Likewise. All right, and that was Mixel, potential
Great.
potential new member of Abstract. We'll see as the weeks unfold. We'll definitely see Abstract more and more. I mean,
Yeah, and he played and he played so well. So I'm glad they gave him press privileges. Let him come talk to us for a minute.
Yeah, always
Sometimes
like
you're not gonna let. I take press privileges away from my guys all the time.
Oh man, speaking of press privileges, the team that I just played before, luckily they opened up the interview. They joined the lobby and immediately started playing Mother Lover, but the unedited version, like the more
Oh,
explicit
gee.
version. I was like, I am so glad I didn't start the interview yet because Discord was muted. I was like, this is
Oh,
why people
jeez.
get press privilege. This is why I have to mute it before we start the interview.
This gets you banned.
But yeah, I mean, it was a short series. Might as well have been
I mean,
asleep
it
at
was
this point.
going so well. I mean, really,
Yeah.
the way it ended here. I mean, we don't. Please don't ask us. We don't really know. We just got the short version in a DM there. But
Right.
yeah, it looks like there must have been some sort of catastrophic failure of the team structure, shall we say?
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. So yeah, it looks like that's the end of this one, but both teams are playing so well. It was fun to watch up until that point.
Yeah, it was very entertaining, and hopefully we'll see more complete series, going forward. Regardless of who ends up on top. But I guess I know you've got a cast to do soon. So, if you haven't subscribed or at least followed to this man yet,
Come join us. We have
I'm gonna
fun.
give him a shout out. Again, Posca, thank you for co-casting this with me. I think this is the first time we've actually had a chance to co-cast. We had a couple missed opportunities earlier in the year. And,
Yeah.
but
Well, I think we've done a couple of the same events, but I don't know that
Yes.
were we ever live at the same time? I'm not sure.
No,
Like we probably
no.
were live separately, but not like at the same time.
I think you did the last OUG event, which I didn't cast at
Yes,
all.
I did.
I was managing it, so I was.
Oh, is that what you were behind the scenes?
Yeah, I was
That's
the
why.
producer.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
the
yeah.
producer, like
'Cause
tournament
I was gonna say I
organizer.
did talk to you. I
Oh,
did
yeah.
talk to you.
took-
but I think
yeah,
you
you
probably
talked to me exclusively.
You just gave
Like,
me information and then you
Yeah.
you left. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was running things on the back end, and I just didn't.
Perfect.
I don't
Yeah.
have time to cast with stuff like that, which is.
I mean, it's
that-
good fun.
It's good.
I like
fun.
some of the tournament stuff. Sometimes it's nice to just do 3 hours and be done for a few days.
Yeah,
I don't lose my
you know,
voice if I do it once a week.
I loved it because of how the end result of the production was.
Well, you get the whole
But-
story too. I love that you get the whole experience of the tournament. You get the whole thing. You get the beginning and the final, and you get it's beautiful. That part's great.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the tournaments that we did put together were really, really satisfactory. It was just perfect. Everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
And but it's it's just a lot. It's a lot to do, especially this year that I've had. It's been crazy. I haven't been able to put it in the time that requires to dedicate.
Sure.
We were doing that every month at that point once we started rolling, but there's just a lot to really to manage and
for
build
sure.
off of and stuff like that, which is why ultimately I stepped down from it. And then once I stepped down, it went to OUG changed from doing tournaments, and now they didn't do tournaments anymore. So as soon as I stepped down, they stopped doing tournaments altogether. I don't know. I'm not saying
that's just
anything.
that's just what you get.
Yeah.
So you just it's just what you get. You got to deal with it.
Right.
No, it's all good though. Yeah, no, and the One Up Gaming organization's been around my channel a few times, so shout out to them. They've been pretty decent to work with so far. Are you associated with the One Up org, or did you just do those events?
So,
or do you have like an official thing? Official, unofficial?
So after IGO collapsed, I was looking around because I saw an opportunity to get involved in an early part of, a league or some type of group that was, because obviously with IGO.
I'm not trying to like air out your business or anything. I'm just curious because.
No, it's not. It's
curious.
No one's asked me,
It's
so
not a
I just never
secret?
said anything. No, it's not a big secret. I don't keep any secrets. I'm pretty. I just don't say anything unless somebody asks me. If they want to know, all you have to do is ask me.
Same.
It's
well,
like,
even like when you were like, "What's your Twitter?" I'm like, "I don't even have one. I really don't care. Like, I just don't."
I might as well not have a Twitter anymore because I don't really do it, especially after it turned to X and all that stuff.
Don't even get me started. Yeah,
But-
I could go on forever.
But yeah, so IGO collapsed, and I was looking for an opportunity to get involved in like an early part of a league, and
Sure.
I ended up, because just before IGO collapsed, I did one of OUG's tournaments early on, and that was I thought it was probably the best run tournament that I've experienced. So I reached out to Blue, and we kind of collaborated on kind of building up this tournament, which our first one post IGL was the Feisty Fall tournament, which was a really great time. And then we took a break for Christmas, January, and I think we picked up probably the next one was in March or February, March, something like that. We did two. We did a smaller tournament, and then we did a major tournament after that, and we were kind of picking things back up. But again, so that was my association with One Up Gaming. Like basically I came in to help out with production and running the tournaments and stuff like that. And I wasn't the intention, but I ended up being the main production person for the whole OUG production. Cool. Like I set up the Overcast, which was basically, if you think of the NFL Red Zone, where you've got 4 streams going and you kind of go back and forth between the streams. That way you don't miss anything,
Yeah.
And
that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that was really cool to set up and whatnot. But then, after the first one, it was kind of like, they kind of named me the official head producer, whatever, of the tournaments and how it got organized.
Yeah, nice.
So, but
that's cool.
It was a lot. It was a lot, and I, unfortunately, I'm taking ownership because like I was supposed to be the head producer. I was supposed to be able to delegate, and I couldn't delegate well enough, and I just got overwhelmed.
You give me a call. I'll teach you how to do that. I can delegate any of those.
That's the thing.
You'll learn real quick once you have once you're a little overworked. You'll be fine. You'll figure it out real fast.
And I'm like, I've mentioned this before. It's like I've had a lot. I used to raid lead. I used to run a raiding guild in WoW. So I'm not immune to like running a leadership and stuff like that. But it's like it's one thing when you like. I have a specific set of skills that, I try to impart on other people, and maybe they're not at that level yet. And it's like, okay, well, I'm the only one that can actually do this. Even though I've tried, I'll try to explain it to people of like, it's like, this is what I need you to do. It's like, well, I don't have I don't either have the computer power to do it. I don't have the skills to do it. It's like, okay, well, I'm kind of left on my own there. And so, and on top of it, like I mentioned, like my personal life just got so chaotic at that point. It's
Just
like
busy.
I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. So that's really why I had to step down. And then from that point on, Blue decided to turn it back into a team club instead of an
That's cool.
organization. And
That works.
And I took a break and then I started.
Well, they
coming
must be
back to
doing
it.
well because they got like 100 teams, so they
Really?
must be doing all right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
So they're
the
trying to
One Up
rival
Gaming org-
Strikers, I guess.
They got a whole bunch. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of squads, and I know they do some stuff. Like they still do some little tournaments or something. So they must be busy because I see a lot of activity. So good for them.
Yeah. I haven't kept up to date on what OUG's been up to since then. I've been, it's funny because like I got out of it. Like I said, I stopped casting for a bit, and then I got back into casting, and then I broke my computer.
Oh no!
I cooked it.
Oh no!
Because we didn't get a chance to talk hardware. I've
Oh
got
yeah.
I've got a 3090 and a 5950X.
Okay. Oh, look at you with a dual. The 5950X, the
processor,
Ryzen.
the AMD Ryzen.
Yeah.
And
I got a 7. I forget which 7 it is off the top of my head. 7 and a 4070. I think I'm on the 4070. Yeah.
I mean, that's even like those are power hogs, aren't they? The 4070, the 40 series.
Well, that's why I
right?
had to upgrade the power supply. So what we did in my household, at least, is we updated. So I bought a new power supply and a new graphics card. My son spent some money and wanted to upgrade his video card as well because he was still running a 1060 Ti or a 1080 Ti or something like that. And then we upgraded his to a 3060 or a 3060 Ti or a 3060 a regular 3060. The regular 3060. I think it was the regular 3060. And then but then what I did is I took my old power supply that was beefy enough for his upgrade. So like we'd have to upgrade everything. But then I ended
it's a downward rotation. That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
You got you the hand me downs, but it was in
Yeah.
good shape. I didn't overwork it, nothing like that. And then I had enough leftover parts with my old 2060 and an older like I don't know, maybe like an i3 processor or an Ryzen 3 processor, and I was able to build my wife a machine with all the like leftover parts.
That's
so then
awesome.
then she can play Tetris and her puzzle games. That she
Tetris
likes.
Connect.
Yeah,
Tetris
she loves
99.
well. She's good. Like she plays the one version on I think it's a mobile version on one. I forget what device. And
It might be the
she's
Switch.
like,
I know the Switch has like a Tetris 99.
she's like the best in Ohio. She's like,
Oh wow.
she's literally like not that bad. Like she's pretty good at it. It's pretty impressive.
That's
So it's
awesome.
funny. She'll be like, I scored. It's not like old school Tetris though. It's not like
No.
original Tetris. It's like whatever version of it that she's played
I
on
think I
whatever
played
device
last
it
one I
is that
played
she
was
plays.
like Tetris Effect, which was like on PlayStation. So that's
Okay.
that's the newest one I've played, and it is
Yeah, I
a
know
little
she's got-
it is different.
They're all a little different. Like she's got one on her phone, she's got one on the iPad, she's got like a few, and she's just really good in it. But that's her game. She's
When
good
you
at
like what you
Tetris.
like, stick with it. I mean, I'm still playing
Yeah,
Heroes
for
of the
sure.
Storm. I mean, that game's been dead since 2017. So I mean,
Oh.
I've got no room to.
It's-
I'm
to
same
criticize.
mindset.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
That's
criticize
funny.
in the first place, but I'm like I understand. 'cause
right.
I've spent blood, sweat, and tears in Heroes of the Storm. I just loved that game so much, and Blizzard just
That's funny.
abandoned the crap out of it.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
I suppose every once in a while there's like always going to be that game for someone eventually. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna send some lobby info out for the next one. Brambo, I suppose if you want to stick around, you're welcome.
I have to
but
get
if you wa-
going, but
But as I said, if you need to
appreciate
go,
the
you're
invite.
welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I
You're
appreciate
welcome
the
to stay
invite.
or go as you wish.
but I do appreciate the invite. But I will. We'll definitely have to do this again. It was fun chatting with you, and we'll have to talk more later. But enjoy your games. Good luck. I hope your games actually finish. So start your stream off on the wrong foot. Apologize, folks.
Yeah, it's all good. This one ended kind of weird, but it gave us a minute to chit chat. So we're gonna get into a best of 5 here. This one's for AGL, Brambo. So
Okay.
this is a 2v2, a champ 1, champ 2, 2v2 for AGL.
For
And
sure.
I am copying and pasting lobby info right now to the captain. So we're going to be underway here just in a few moments. And thanks, Brambo, for having me.
Anytime. Again, great having you, Pasca. And we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Absolutely, dude. Take care.
And if you want to see that matchup, you can go over to Pasca's channel. But I already told Feisty I was going to raid him. So I'm going to be a man of my word. That's my last game for tonight, as I mentioned earlier. He is casting, so we're going to send this over to Feisty Taquito on Twitch.tv for those watching on YouTube. I don't really have anybody to raid over on YouTube. I'm just starting to get into it. So if you do have any suggestions for who I can, I know that YouTube has a raid feature. I don't know if I'm actually able to do it because I'm still under 100 subscribers. But if you have suggestions on YouTube for who I can raid or send the stream over to, feel free to send me a message either through Discord or even through the chat. I can keep an eye on it, or in the comments of the video when it goes once it's done. But either way, we're going to go over to Feisty Taquito on Twitch.tv. It's Twitch.tv, a Feisty Taquito 0. But for now, everybody, thank you very much. Have a great night. I'll see you on the next one.
It is just a Mavericks. What an update. Y'all go follow Brambo, bro. That's the homie right there. That's the coolest guy to ever do it. Okay, I'm drinking some.